fruit punches.
Well, welcome. Hello. We're here at the Bill and Kelly Show at the coffee break at Sip 2 in Highland, Indiana. We've got some guests with us that we're kind of excited about. One is actually a week early, but we invited him along to play a song with us. And then we have Jody Royce, who's going to be our main guest today and talked about iridology. Yes.
Iridology.
And we're going to have a speech pathologist on next week
to help him, yes.
So with that, we're going to turn it over to Hutch. Hutch is actually going to be our guest here next week, but we're kind of excited that he stopped by today so that he can play a song for you.
It's one of the songs that we heard him perform one time when we were over at Potbelly, and we love this song, and it kind of fits in with our show. So take it away, Hutch. Just want to make sure I can hear.
Well, there's a place I know that I like to go in the morning time. For a group of guys, you know it's just a disguise for killing time. And it's a well-known rule, if you have a certain stool, you better get yourself there by 10. 'Cause that's the time this old gang of mine always starts rolling in. Down at the coffee clutch, you know you really don't have to know much. That's where I fit in. You wanna fit right in, just toss your 2 cents in. Down at the coffee clutch. And if you wanna make noise, just jump right in with the random boys. Just ask the ringleader Ray, what is the topic of the day? We'll talk about down at the coffee clutch. Now Bob Jones, he comes in all alone. He always sits in his favorite place. And if you ask him real nice, he'll give you some good advice on what investments that he had made. And then there's George, our mechanical source, and Mike is our insurance man. A most likable guy with a gleam in his eye, always ready to lend a hand. Down at the coffee clutch, you know you really don't have to know much. You wanna fit right in, just toss your 2 cents in. Down at the coffee clutch. And if you wanna make noise, just jump right in with the random boys. Just ask the ringleader Ray, what is the topic of the day? We'll talk about the coffee clutch. All right, I got one more verse. All right. Okay, here we go. Waitresses, Treese and Sue always got plenty to do. I think we all get in their hair. But that look on their face keeps us all in our place. Deep down inside, they really do care. And if you wanna talk sports, you talk to Kenny, of course. By far the most qualified guy. And then the rest of us are always raising a fuss, 'cause we never seem to see eye to eye. Down at the coffee clutch, you know you really don't have to know much. If you wanna fit right in, just toss your 2 cents in. Down at the coffee clutch. And if you wanna make noise, just jump right in with the random boys. Just ask the ringleader Ray, what is the topic of the day? We'll talk about, I guess it's time to leave. And I truly believe the world's a much better place. And I think it's time I leave the waitress a dime. I'd be a cheapskate if I did that. I think it's in order I leave her a quarter. No. We got inflation. Oh, I know. I think I'll be decent and leave her 15%. We'll talk about, maybe it's 20%.
Yeah.
Down at the coffee clutch. Down at the coffee clutch. Down at the coffee clutch. Down at the coffee clutch.
Woo!
There
Whoa.
we go.
Yeah.
All right.
I love that song.
Great. That's awesome.
One of my faves.
All right. I'll see you guys next week.
Next week,
Absolutely.
and
All right.
you are the guest next week.
I'm the
You
guest
got,
guy.
You got
You
the
are.
No
Yes.
guessing
All
on
about
that one.
Hutch next week, baby.
So, thank you, Hutch. We appreciate
problem.
it.
Yeah.
And yeah, I tell you, we're moving up. We're legit now. We got
got.
we got intro, and
Yeah, we do.
so yeah. We just like to thank Hutch again. Tune in next week, this very same time and place.
Yes.
And he will be here. So if you want to stop by and listen to him live, that would
Same
be
bat
great.
time, same
Yeah.
bat station.
Batman. Okay, so what we're going to start out with, before we get to our guest, we're going to do a little bit of the weather here. So, yeah, it's been steaming hot.
Yes.
Really hot. Today, boy, I tell you, it's humid. It's going to be a little hot. Heat index is going to be up there around 95, 98. Kind of uncomfortable with all the rain and moisture still in the air. Also, for those of you who are going to take the chance and go down by the beach, you'll see there's a dangerous swim conditions, which means there's an undertow in the area, and specifically up in Lake Michigan, it says there. So today, it's going to be kind of uncomfortable, so know that. 72 near the lake, and as you move inland, 80 in right around the highland area, 79 to 80. So we're going to be kind of close to inland. So as we move on, tomorrow is looking pretty nice, actually. The 82 is going to be the high, so it's going to be moderate. Give us a little break from all this heat that we've been having. And it's going to be dry and sunny.
No rain tonight?
No. There is a possibility of rain
Okay.
this afternoon and tonight.
Okay.
And I'm going to show that on our
right,
graphics
cool.
here in just a bit. And then Sunday we start heating up again. You're going to get up in the high 80s, in Highland area. For all of our Highland listeners and viewers, it's probably going to be about 80, I would say about 85 or so.
Yeah.
83 near the lake and 87 near inland, like down in St. John and past south of that. And we're going to start the week out very, very hot. So we're going to get up in the 90s again.
Yep.
So let's look at the national weather, shall we? So before we do that, let's look at the radar in the local area. Not a whole lot that you could see immediately, but there's a lot of moisture in the area, and there is a low pressure area moving in. So it could pop like it did anytime. Yesterday was kind of amazing because we started out with the 20% probability of precipitation, and look what happened. Bam!
Yeah, baby.
It was a bam.
Nature's
yeah.
fireworks.
Yep. And that started increasing during the day as the moisture and conditions were ideal for those thunderstorms to move in. So if we look at nationally, we really don't have anything in the area, but we do have some unstable air, kind of like your Uncle Larry. You get near him, there's going to be unstable air. Well, same thing. So they could pop at any time, so be cautious. Look up in the sky, check with weather report before you head out, do any outdoor activity. It is going to be uncomfortable regardless, so I would just make sure you keep hydrated out there, because even though it may not seem to be all that hot, the heat index is going to be up there. Let's look at some of the national maps, see what is happening in the area.
Heavens to Murgatroyd. Get out the chips.
Guacamole.
It's guacamole time.
Yeah, guacamole in the area. Let's get this turned around. There we go. And you could see that right around south of us we have likelihood of rain. But we're right on the border. If you could see that, we're right on the border of possibility and likely. Likely is near 100% probability, so that could shift at any time. And you could see there's like a ridge, a high pressure ridge just above us, but then we have a low pressure area in the air presently.
Right.
And that will be
That's pulling in that little bit of cooler air.
Right. And that will be a little bit more evident tomorrow. Tomorrow, we're going to have, as I said, a nice day. It's going to be cool.
It's beautiful.
High pressure is going to move into the area, pushing a lot of that weather out and stabilizing the area a bit. So, if you could, most of you have taken the week off. Boy,
good for you.
Yeah, tomorrow is the day you're going to want to capitalize on, because that is going to be one heck of a nice day. Then as we move into Saturday, we start heating up. The high pressure area, again, is going to keep the weather out. You could see that H just hovering over into the Michigan area. And, we're
Michigan,
looking
Ohio,
at
Indiana, right
1029 millibars in the area, which is relatively high. And all that weather is going to be to the south in the southeastern United States. Texas is going to have a high probability. Texas needs some rain.
Yeah, they do.
Talk to my
Well,
friends.
so does Colorado and
Yeah.
California too.
Yeah. So that is it, and I'm going to come back to so you guys can look at the outlook for the rest of the week and in the beginning of the week. So again, today kind of unstable, high probability as we move on to the evening. Friday rather is going to be kind of unstable. Then Saturday we're going to have a dry day. So tomorrow is the day that you're going to want to capitalize on.
No. Today's Thursday.
Today's Thursday, but Saturday is the dry,
Right, but that's not
cooler
tomorrow.
day. No, Saturday.
Well, you
I said
tomorrow.
Saturday. Saturday.
Okay.
Saturday is the day that you're going to want to capitalize on.
Yes.
Tomorrow is Friday, see?
That's
so,
right.
all right.
I know that.
This goes on all the time. All right. So with that, I'm going to introduce our guest, Jody Royce, who's a certified iridologist. Is that correct? Did I get that right?
That is correct.
Oh, awesome.
Yay.
Awesome. So Jody Royce has been practicing in iridology and holistic nutrition counseling and energy healing for over 25 years. She's a certified natural health professional, certified iridologist, and has a master's degree in iridology. And her life goal is to help educate others into living a holistic life and heal with natural remedies.
Yes.
Awesome. Yes, we're all into natural remedies.
Yeah, we are.
Is beer a natural remedy?
Well, there's some good proponents to the hops and the malt and the barley.
So with that, Jody, welcome to the Bill and Kelly Show.
Breakfast of
And-
Champions.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks.
So
We're
we
happy
appreciate
you're
it.
here.
Yeah, we're so why don't you tell us a bit about yourself again and how you got into this, and we'll start into what you practice. And I do have some graphics, so you just let me know when you want me to show the charts and whatnot.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, all right. And let me make sure this is positioned so we get your. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, perfect.
All right.
Okay. I actually got started in this about 32 years ago. And it was actually due to an autoimmune disorder that my baby sister actually had. And my parents took her everywhere, and just the diagnosis was not good for
By the
my
way,
sister.
our camera's over there.
Oh,
You could look at us.
okay.
You can, but
I-
you can kind of look both ways if
Okay.
you
Yeah,
want.
I know
Okay.
Kelly's really
Okay,
something to
see?
look at, but me
Well,
not so
hello.
much. But yeah,
So I'm just talking to you guys.
Well, you are, but you're
Yeah,
talking
you
to
are.
all of us.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
just pretend that's our cameraman.
oh, okay.
Yeah, he's kind of thin. He may need some of your help.
He's malnutrition.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
yeah,
very
obviously.
male. He's got blue eyes.
No, yes, he actually does.
A
doesn't
blue
he?
eye. That's the even
Yeah,
scarier.
yeah, he's a cyclops.
Yes, yes.
And my parents then they found a certified iridologist in Grant County, actually in Marion, who as well studied with Bernard Jensen, the father of iridology. And my sister, there was a consultation with the eyes, and then full nutrition. Actually was vegan. She had to go on a completely vegan diet with the supplements. And 1 year later, there was no more autoimmune
Wow.
in my sister. And through that is when I started the studies into iridology. And then I studied for almost 7 years. And then I was able to start taking classes, and then studying with Bernard Jensen's his understudies. And then it took another 10 years for me to actually be able to study with Bernard. It was a very, very long process, but it was a wonderful honor still, just amazing honor to be invited to study with the father of iridology.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yes, yes.
And that
it
was who again?
Dr. Bernard Jensen is the father.
Okay.
Is the father of iridology.
Yeah. And so and we'll get into some of his practices a little bit later.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
So go
Now,
ahead.
is there a school or something that you go to? I mean, does he have a place that you go, or?
Well, his ranch was out in California.
Okay.
And, he would travel to different areas, like to New Orleans.
Okay.
Like a few, but most of the time we always had to go to his ranch. And that's where everybody would actually go to be healed.
Okay.
But Bernard, he passed away several years ago, and in his sleep, 93 years old,
Oh.
and he has it's called Jensen International, and then his daughter-in-law actually took over the business.
Great.
And so she now is doing the courses, so people can actually go and do the advanced trainings. So it's not like it's with Jensen International. You just can't walk in and just
Say, hey, hi, I'm here to be an iridologist.
Yes,
Yeah.
So there's
So
a
it's
certification and there's also licensing within the state of Indiana, right?
all I can say is certified.
Okay,
Yeah.
certified. All
That's
right.
the only thing I can say in the state of Indiana.
Right.
It's different in like certain states.
Okay.
Like in Minnesota, Colorado, New Mexico, Wisconsin just actually passed a year ago the Health Freedom Act
Okay.
as well. But Indiana, unfortunately,
Not yet.
no.
Well, look
not
how long
yet.
it took for us to get liquor on Sundays.
That's so true.
I mean,
That
there
is
you go.
yeah. I don't see it coming around anytime soon.
No, probably not.
Fortunately, no, I don't.
Well, it is kind of a unique study in Indiana or in anywhere for that particular reason. So you want to tell us how many of you are practicing in the area?
Pardon me?
How many are practicing? I mean, this is a unique practice, right?
In this area, I am. I'm the only one. And as far as I still know to this day, I'm the only one in the state of Indiana actually that has my certification under Bernard Jensen.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yes.
So let's talk a little bit about this iridology and what you look for basically. And again, this is a pinpoint of a possible health issue or something of that nature, right? It's more of a diagnostic type of practice.
We need to know what it is.
Yeah, if you
I
can
mean,
just
that's
take
it.
us
Like,
through
tell
what
us
it
a little
is.
bit more.
Yeah.
We're
Yeah.
just
Okay, so iridology is the study of the iris.
okay.
Okay, so it's a blueprint. So when I look into your eyes, it's a blueprint to everything inside of you.
Okay.
Okay, and it's all your hereditary factors. Okay, we can also see like which hereditary factors will like come. Okay, but we can also see the hereditary factors that are just a hereditary factor. Doesn't mean it's actually going to come to the body at all.
Okay.
Okay, and we can see at least 5 generations back. So, but we can also see all health issues that are actually going on at that given time, or we also see what's going to happen.
Okay.
Because each of our organs, our glands, our tissues, everything is connected to a nerve, and everything runs up through the back of our spine and into the back where it ends at the eye. And that's actually how iridology actually got started, was through the owl. And hundreds of years ago, and there was a little boy, and he was in his garden, and there was an owl in the garden, and the owl tried to fly away, and the little boy grabbed a hold of the owl's leg, and it broke. And him and the owl came eye to eye, and there was an instant what we call the acute lines in this owl. And so he nursed this nursed this owl back to health and started to see that acute line was actually leaving. And it just started going from there. Yeah.
Very interesting.
Yes, and then he went and practiced as an emergency room doctor. And then those studies then, so, he was actually reading people's eyes when they were actually coming in to the emergency rooms.
This was Dr. Jensen?
No.
This is
was
someone
years
else.
and years and years
Right.
ago.
Yeah, this was over 200 years ago.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
All right, gotcha.
Yes, yes.
All right. So this is so what you get a look in is when you see the different structures of the eye and the iris, hence the name. You get to see the genetic makeup, or the disposed to what
Whether
certain
you're
type of genetic
predisposed
to certain different types of issues, like maybe cancer or no, just
no.
other ailments.
A true certified iridologist will never even use that word.
Okay.
Right.
No, that's diagnosing, and a certified, trained, well-educated iridologist does not diagnose.
Okay.
All right. So,
Yes.
let me know when. Probably it would be. I don't know if you're ready to use the graphics or not. Or
Yes, that will be
okay.
fine.
All right.
Yes,
Let's
that'll be fine.
show that this is kind of what they do. So, what you see now is a. Well, you go ahead and explain it. So,
This is actually Bernard Jensen's iridology chart that he actually came up with, and it is still being used as the chart, for today as an iridologist.
So different areas represent different things that a person could be predisposed to, or something that's going on in them and
Exactly.
everything, and you can see.
Yes, and
Okay.
and we're just not looking at color. I think a lot of people think that that's all we do, and we actually look at fibers. We look at things that we call creps, lacunas. We look at over 50 different sources in the eye. If the fibers are tight, if they're loose, if it's an acute situation, a subacute. So it goes into very, very graphic detailing
Right.
of actually what's actually in the eye. And so and then after you read both of the eyes, because the left eye reads the left side of the body,
Okay.
and the right reads your right side of the body.
Okay.
And
So there can be differences in them.
completely different.
Okay.
Yes, completely different. Yes.
Okay. Just like some people are left-brained and right-brained and things, it's the same with the eyes. It'll kind of read.
Yeah, well, but also, on, as you can see, on the left side, your heart is the most dominant on the
Okay.
left side, okay? Only a small portion of the heart can be seen on the right side, okay? So a trained iridologist just won't look at the left side and go, oh, well, I'm seeing issues with your heart. We also have to come over here. It's
To get the full picture,
Yeah,
yeah.
we actually have to get the full picture
so
as well.
is this a variation in the color, or
Not just the
position of
color.
the
It's
strands?
It's we're looking for what we call the lacunas, the creps, the fibers, acute stage, subacute degeneration. So it's a lot that we're actually looking at. So it's not just a certain color that we're looking at.
And so, give everyone an idea who may have not had anatomy. The iris is the color portion
Yes,
of the eye.
it is.
That, and it's
Yes.
if you look at it closely, there's strands going around the circumference of the iris.
Yes, those are the fibers.
So those are what you're looking at.
A
It's
small
or
portion.
small portion of
That's
the,
a small portion.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
She's looking at it as a whole, but each thing kind of represents different
Right.
things.
Right. And also, if something is just starting to taking place into the system, then we can actually see that, because it's going to show up, as an acute stage, or if we have something called where it might be showing up as what we call the 3 steps or the asparagus. We're always looking at the lymphatic rosary as well. So it's a lot all in just that time that I'm actually looking to see.
Yeah, some of the questions I have, and I kind of warned you, these could be
No, you're fine.
Naive questions, but I
No.
always think about what someone out there could be wanting to know. So, is there any direct correlation between eyesight and health? A lot of people say, of course, dentists always say you always have to have good dental health, or that could affect the rest of you. Is that the same with the eyes?
The eyesight, when I'm helping someone with eyesight, then I always have to look at their liver, because the liver does 500 functions for the human body, and one of them is your eyesight. So just because someone has an eye problem, that's actually not the root source.
Right.
And I think that's what most people in America, that's what they do, is like they don't go after a root source no longer. They well, if my arm hurts, or I have this problem, or I have this condition, then I need to work on that, and that's not how it is. And that's what's so wonderful about iridology, is that we actually see the root of the problem, and a certified iridologist always treats the root to get rid of the problem.
And so we'll get into some of the practices once you identify something, what you do, but there's still a couple other questions I have. So what type of, if I go in for examination, what type of equipment is it going to be just like my eye doctor, Dr. Riggle, who has all these big things he puts up on my eyes?
No.
He asked me to read the lowest line, which...
Yeah. No, actually, my clients just sit down in a chair, and I have a special lens that iridologists use. They're just specially made for us. And I put that up there with a flashlight, and then I'm able to see everything that I need to. There are cameras out there, and most iridologists, though, that have the cameras, they're into like the studies of the actual eye itself. Yes.
Now, the other question I have, again, not knowing this practice very well, but do you ever work with an eye doctor? So if you see a problem that could be mechanical in the eye, do you ever say, hey, you really need to go see someone, an eye doctor, or
like if I see, yes, like if I see issues, then I will send my clients to...
Like a missing eye?
Yeah.
Have you seen your eye doctor lately?
Because you're missing an eye,
Falling out.
dude.
You have a zombie comes in and has a hanging eyeball.
Don't get many of those unless it's Halloween, probably.
I'd be surprised if you didn't, but hey, everyone's entitled to their own opinion.
Okay, fine.
Okay, so you do have a relationship with some eye doctors you could send them to, or just recommend that
No, I
they go?
just
go see
recommend.
theirs.
Yeah. I just if they already have an eye doctor, or like if I see inflammation like in the spine, or through different areas, and I see that maybe they need an adjustment, or they need some type of maybe acupuncture. If I feel like through the whole that they would need yoga, then I try to put them into that direction. I mean, I don't work with any chiropractors here as of right now, so I just will tell a client, this is what you need to go. This is, and then I actually will write out for them like what areas that their chiropractor actually should be triggering.
Very cool.
Now, and this is considered an alternate medicine practice, but I mean, do you ever work with, and I know you are involved in holistic approach yourself, so let's talk about that. So the procedures are, you have a client that comes in and you identify something that they may need help with. can you give us like an example of what you would do? Something that you have available that they can. But you mentioned yoga, and that's a very good help for. In fact, I need to get back at yoga again.
Everybody needs yoga.
Yeah,
It's good for you.
and it is actually. I used to do CrossFit, and man, I tell you, well, most of us that did that had to do yoga. It
Yeah.
was just is
Stretch
abuse.
those-
Oh yeah,
stretch the
tendons
body.
and everything. So, but what if you can take us through the steps? Okay, you identify something, and I don't know what that would be. I'm just saying you identify something. What would be the next step in helping them along?
I always go into nutrition. That is the key to good health. And then I will put them on like an herbal supplement on what they need. I feel like there's like too many people out there that play the guessing game when it comes to herbs. It's like, oh, well, I seen this on a commercial,
Right.
or I read this in a book, and oh, that sounds like what I need. When in reality, they don't need it at all. Vitamins, in my opinion, I'll just keep that opinion to myself. But at least with Iridology, my programs is what they need, what their systems need, what they need help in. So Iridology takes out all of the guessing game.
Right. It's not like going on to WebMD and going, these are my
Right.
symptoms,
Yeah,
and
and
everything
that's-
comes up, and you're like, oh my God, I have cancer,
Right.
and I have this, and I have that, and I'm
Yeah,
dying. And
Right. Well, and then with the
'Cause
root
I've
of the
done that.
problem, for us, like when we actually see the root of the problem, then I know exactly, what herbal supplements that they would need. But nutrition is key, and I can't get that through, to too many people. That is the key to good health.
Well, I
is
mean, if you're
nutrition.
eating all the proper things to give you all the right
Balanced
vitamins
diet.
and everything like that,
Exactly.
you don't need the, one-a-day multivitamins and
Right?
stuff.
No.
Yeah, and that we've had Sandy Goldberg on our show before, and she speaks about how we all the studies that have been done, everything about nutrition we've just totally ignored.
Yes.
And
Yes.
the one thing is like when back in the 50s and 60s when we're consuming about 1,500 calories a day. Everyone said you need to cut back on the fats, the saturated fats and all.
Right.
And next thing you know, we're at the 70s and we're taking in 2,800 calories per day.
Right.
And then
And more
they said we
calories, and
need to
then-
reduce the fats again, please,
And then
folks.
what happened
we
is
just
kids aren't
ignored 'em.
outside playing anymore either.
yeah.
They're all inside doing this
that's
and
so
stuff.
So the exercise.
they're
and-
still
and
eating the
what
same
have you.
amount of calories, but getting none of the
So-
exercise and things. We used to run
And-
all over the neighborhood.
And we
when I
talked
was a
about
kid.
this. I guess the nutritionist and what you have to offer could be different, and it may be different. But one of the things is getting back to a balanced diet and making sure
balance
that
for
balanced,
you.
balanced
Right.
lifestyle, basically.
Right.
And
Yes.
make sure that you're. If you see a guy come in for and he's got Italian beef sandwich stains on his shirt,
Yeah.
that could be an indication
Yeah,
you're going to
yeah,
find
that-
something pretty bad in his eyes. Right?
Right. Yes.
Or he forgot to take his bib off from Joe's barbecue.
Yeah, there you
So then he came in with that. Yeah, that'd be
Yeah.
like me. I would do that. So
Yes,
I-
Americans consume entirely too much meat. That's
and on top
Yeah.
of this, you also nutrition is one of your key things. The consultant set out and
that
map
is 100%.
nutrition.
That's
And so this whole, if I'm understanding this right, the Iridology is just an indicator for you to go back in and look at their lifestyle. Now, is there some people that come to you that just say, "Hey, I need help with my diet. Can you help me plan
Oh,
without?"
yes.
So you want to
Yes.
explain that to us as well, and you can help them out with nutrition, even.
Right, yes. So after I, give them an Iridology evaluation, and then, I talk with them on what I see, plus on what I am allowed to say, to a client. Then I start going into the nutritional part on exactly on what they need. So if I'm seeing the liver, I will go more of the higher liver vegetables, beets, the carrots, just depending on what, on what I see. But, all of my clients though, I try to get them all off of the meats. for at least a 45 day, and then start adding more of the leaner meat. Red meat and pork is not a lean meat, and
So
it should not be
yeah.
put into the body.
I mean, pulled pork is not.
No, sorry,
No?
no jackfruit.
So
Make
if I
some
come in for
jackfruit.
my appointment next week, I shouldn't have a pulled pork sandwich
I
and fries.
know. You can, but it's
Yeah,
not coming
it's
through
not
my
gonna
door.
Oh well, so much for that.
Now,
So
can you kind of cheat once in a while? I mean, is it like anything where, like, you're not supposed to have any
Oh,
red meat,
yeah,
but you're at a barbecue and dang, that hamburger looks really good.
yeah.
It's
we
funny.
were
I mean,
yesterday.
yes. I mean, I have clients that do that.
Yeah.
They'll, but then when I give them a recheck, and then I catch them, and they're like, oh,
Dang it,
dang
you
it,
knew it.
dang it. Knew I shouldn't have done that.
Yeah. Well, in a lot of times something happens with their lives that forces them into a healthy lifestyle. And, I know someone that just had a heart attack recently. Oh my gosh, it was scary. And it's caused them now to look at restructuring their diet. Like right now, I think he said he's having salads. And his kids are saying, Dad, can we get something else? No, salads and chicken, I think, is the only thing that he has as far as meats, and so it's well balanced as far as that. So you can actually script out and compare what they're eating now and try to get them on a healthy lifestyle.
Yes.
What about herbal type supplements or anything? Do you get into that at all? Or?
Oh yes. The company that I use is Nature's Sunshine. We were actually the very first company to ever encapsule herbs, and that was 46 years ago.
Oh, wow.
Yes, and we have a lot of, all of our herbs are actually certified, and we actually hold quite a few patents on herbs.
So you have those available through your office then?
Some
that they
I
can,
do, but what I like to do is just like I will like write out for like what my client needs, and then I just have them order it for themselves. It's easier for my clients to do that, and then plus they don't have to pay retail. So that's always like my gift to my clients.
Yeah.
And you don't have to worry about all the
Exactly.
You
I
know,
don't have the
all the
overhead
stuff
and
yeah.
and all that. Yes.
All right. So, what a couple of things here I'm going to talk about. So, a lot of people, especially retired folk, they have to worry about insurance and things of that nature.
Right.
Is this covered under insurance at all? Or if someone comes in?
Actually, no.
No, it isn't. So it's something that they.
If they have insurance through like Minnesota or different things like that, then it is. I mean,
Okay.
I do have clients that their insurance is actually it's 100% covered on their office visit, and then on so many thousands of dollars per herbs.
Wow,
like
that's great.
every year. But what I tell my clients is, just don't assume it's not covered. Talk to your insurance agent. Because there's, if you don't ask, you're not going to know.
Right.
Well, so a lot of people like myself, I had and a past employer set me up on a VIBA account, which was a savings account. It's like a tax deferred account that you could put monies into so that you can use it for medical purposes afterwards.
Okay.
And they're very liberal. I'd be surprised that they wouldn't. The only thing that they've turned me down is emotional eating, the barbecue sandwich that I wanted to get because I was stressed out. They said, no, we don't cover that. But that's something, if they have a VIBA account, they're very liberal because basically it's your money. They're just
Right.
redistributing it, but it has to be something, whether it's therapy or health or
Right.
something of that nature. In
And
fact,
that would
they-
definitely be health related.
Well,
Right,
right.
That's-
And the two insurance companies that I have that my clients have used with me, I've actually had to send them like all of my copies of all of my certifications and degrees and stuff. So because a lot of insurance are like, well, so. But I always tell my clients, please check with your insurance
Absolutely.
agent.
Okay. And
Now, if you don't have insurance, my question is like, what would a general consultation run usually in what
Okay,
area?
Well, like this month I'm doing the Iridology evaluation and nutrition and that's going to be $100.
Okay.
And the consultation usually is anywhere between 2 to 2.5 hours.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, I really go into depth on like what I see on, preventing, some of the things that I am seeing in the eye, especially when it comes to hereditary. But I really, really hit the nutritional part. That's the part I've got to get people turned around about.
Right.
And
And
again,
that's
you
really-
do that
So, yes.
above and beyond.
Yes.
So
Yeah, I mean, I think that's an incredible cost for something that's going to give you a lot of information.
Yes, well,
And you spend time with your client. I hate
Yes.
going to the doctor and it's like they come in, okay, we'll see you next week or whatever. And
the thing is,
What?
and I'm not against these, but there's these like Herbalife stores set up, and they come in and here's a shake.
Yeah,
This shake
right.
will save you, and
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
And they put you on these shake programs, and a little bit later, and our cleansing programs, and it's a shot in the dark because they don't know what your background is, or they have no indicator about if you're going to have health issues. And some of those products have high levels of caffeine, and so if they're
extreme high levels, and the sugar levels are to the extreme. And and that's just not.
it could be adding to the problem.
And that's exactly right.
Could you indicate? Do you get any indication? And again, I know it's kind of difficult because you have to be careful here. But is there any indication of like diabetes? Like if someone comes in, like if they have sugar level problems, can you see that through the eye?
Yes, if there's an imbalance in
An imbalance in
Yes.
body chemistry.
Yes.
So
I mean, you can't say you've got diabetes,
Yes,
but you can
right.
see that there's something
you have
going
something
on there.
imbalanced
Right.
with blood sugars or something.
exactly.
So, and
yes.
then
I work a lot with diabetics.
right. So as they go on, do you go and recheck their eye at a certain levels and say yes, this is working, and so there is a follow up that you recheck their
Oh,
eyes
yes.
and so on. And,
Yes.
And then also, is a thing where you have a scale or something like weight loss, or are they just monitor that on their own?
They monitor that on their own.
Okay.
Okay.
Because I have a lot of clients that come in to me for weight loss. And, and it's these people that are nonstop taking all these dietary, for the, diet pills, or they go on these starvation diets, or, they're doing all this.
Only eating cabbage soup for 5 weeks or
Yeah,
something.
exactly.
You're not
Yeah.
getting any nutrition from
No.
that.
And, and that's what the problem is, because then as soon as they go off, then they put the weight right back on.
Right.
Well, with iridology, I see the root. I see the root of the problem, why someone can't lose that weight. Why your metabolism is not at the level that it should be.
I constantly hear from people, and I've gone through it too, to be honest with you, where these fad diets, and Sandy Goldberg talked to us about the
Yeah.
fad diets and how destructive they are.
They are.
They cause an imbalance in your blood chemistry.
It has to be a life change. It
and
really
then
does,
also,
doesn't it?
any diet that eliminates vegetables is bad. I mean,
I would
it's
think, yes.
it's
Oh,
because
it's
they need
horrifying.
for your kidneys and liver. Those things are good to cleanse and create a well balanced situation. So
Yes, yeah, but also it brings up your own microbiome. That's for your gut.
Right.
And that's one thing I really go into it with my clients is, the colon is your main organ. Everything it surrounds for your gut health. And if you don't have good gut health, then your health will fail. I mean,
Yeah.
that's just how it is.
yeah, I've got very poor gut health.
I know I do too. I should probably. Well, I know I'm going to definitely come in and see you because I want to get an idea of what's going on here.
Yeah, so this is something that it's kind of intriguing. It's different. It's not usual, but it's always helpful to get information out there for people. So let me give them an idea how to contact you.
Oh, wonderful.
And let me see if I get this right. And
There it is.
It works. Yeah.
There it is.
And here is Jody's card, and you can get that information down. And if you want to come back and look at this video later, it'll be here. And
And
so
that's
you're
the intersection that's kind of close to Indianapolis and Martha.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
For you Highland.
For you Highlandy people or local people who know where Martha and Highland is, and round the clock, that's kind
Yes.
of the big and the car
Yeah.
parts place.
Right. And did I see somewhere? Did you did have an office in Chicago at one time, right? Or no?
Well, I was actually working with a chiropractor in there, but I actually had started over 20 years ago in the town of Monticello. That was my first main storefront was in Monticello.
All right, and that's where you practice out of, and
Or did, yes.
Yeah,
Yes,
so-
I did.
so so how long? So if you can give us an idea, so once you come in for your original evaluation, I assume this is set up like a program where you ask them to come back in and get checkups periodically, right?
Yes.
So how long are we generally looking at before you see like a corrective type of thing in their health?
If they're good and they do what I ask them to.
They
But
stop with the beef sandwiches
Yes,
and the
yeah.
chili peppers and
But it also depends on what kind of condition that they have. I have clients that see difference within 48 hours. Certain conditions can be taken care of in less than 4 weeks. When you change the body's chemistry and you actually start giving the body actually what it needs, and you start taking care of that root problem instead of just trying to cover it up, then healing can be very, very quickly.
And that's one thing again you're trying to promote is the holistic health and making sure that
Yes,
everything is
yes.
round.
Doing it
You know,
naturally.
Yeah.
Like if someone's just going to come into me and they want an iridology evaluation, and then they say to me, okay, look, I'm not going to eat that way. Just tell me the herbs that I need, and I'll just take the herbs. I actually will not. I will not write down on what they actually do need, because if you don't put the nutritional part with this, it won't work. And I think that that's what is so wrong with this country is everybody just thinks, okay, well, I'm just going to take this magic pill and I'll be okay. I mean, I'll just keep putting everything into my body that I want to, and I won't expect to be, to become sick.
I mean, ultimately, the ultimate goal is where you get them on a system of a healthy lifestyle,
Yes.
diet, nutrition, and exercise, and so that they hopefully don't have to come back to you and for repeated
Exactly.
visits. So,
Right.
And again, the iridology is more of not a diagnostic tool, but a feedback tool for you to see how things are balancing out for them.
Right.
And they could get other indicators by weight loss and how they feel and
yes.
so on. So
Oh, yes.
So you'll see
So-
and feel that difference.
Oh, completely. And that's always the very first thing that all of my clients have always told me is they just could not believe how much better they felt. Their energy level was up. They were sleeping good. When you change, the microbiome, when you change your own metabolism, you don't want to sit on the couch. You want to go out there and you want to walk, you want to exercise. I mean, you want to do more. But people don't understand that all this food that they're eating is what's causing, all of these health issues, and and the weight gain and their energy loss, and we have to get back to nature, and I have nothing against fruit, but here's another thing, people in this country eat way too much fruit, and they think that they're doing so much better because they eat fruit. No, it's not.
Not always, yeah.
No, I mean if you already have this, if you already have an acidic body, you should not be putting fruit in there.
Right.
And if you have blood sugar problems, there's certain fruits you should be staying away from completely. But we've got to start putting in the vegetables, and and another thing that I really go into depth with my clients is to only buy USDA organic and non-GMO foods.
Oh yeah, especially
It's I seriously cannot really help anybody anymore. If you're just walking into a grocery store and buying GMO foods in Monsanto Roundup that's been sprayed. It doesn't work.
Yeah, one thing I guess that I'm seeing a trend in is even in Strax and Until they have a health section, and now Whole Foods is great. I mean,
That's the only place I go.
Whole Foods
we go there a
it.
lot.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. I always tell people
Yeah.
they have two types of shopping carts. One, I call my son-in-law calls the bankrupt cart, and then there's the stay liquid account, which is the smaller cart. Yeah, so but it's great because they do have a lot of. You don't have to work. They do have a lot of organic, and a lot of.
Well, but here's like the thing, like you're saying, like organic, and that's what I try to get all of my clients away from.
Organic.
Is if it says organic, that's not true. Anybody can put organic on anything in this country. Okay, you've got to look for the symbols. You have to look for the USDA organic and the non-GMO. That's what you're looking for. Okay. The actual symbols.
Yeah, because I do recall on NPR the other day they had a show where they had a market that it had only certified organic produce. And they talked about certification that they had to maintain.
Yes.
It is, education, continual education, and that there's even one level above that. It's just not maintaining, making sure you're not using chemicals in the growth, but also there's one stage of that in sustainability. Is how you're producing in your farm, is it sustainable? And so there's even one level of stuff that and that I think is one thing at Whole Foods. You're right, it's helpful because they do have those areas where you can go look.
Well, and also with the USDA, I mean they're even starting to go above and beyond on a lot of these organic farms that. If there's another farm that's so many miles down the road and they're not organic, then they're wiping them out. They cannot be a USDA.
No, because there's
support.
runoff and stuff that goes under the ground that's in the roots.
They talked about that as well too. If someone is spraying with herbicide or pesticides next door, that can affect.
It's completely. But and I think a lot of people, for some strange reason, they have a misconception about USDA organic and non-GMO foods being so expensive, and that is just not true. And everybody thinks, I can't afford to go into Whole Foods. There's no difference. I mean, it might be a 20 or 25-cent difference, and that's it. I mean, I can get absolutely beautiful heads of kale for $2.49. But people also have to look at, how much are you spending on pop every week? How much are you spending on the bags of potato chips? Or running through McDonald's or Burger King, or, how many times a week do you got to eat? Or, you got to be disciplined.
So you can't have a kale salad with potato chips.
If you want to, go right ahead.
I always think it counteract. It's
I'm eating the good, so it's going to counteract. It'll all balance out. Just like this cupcake has no calories on my birthday.
Yeah.
Oh boy. So okay, we're getting close to the end of the show, and we do have to go back and do some things, so you can stick around if you want. But I blew through the events because I wanted to get because Hutch was. It listed.
No, that's good. And I want her to finish up. If there's anything else that you need to tell our listeners, and
no, if anybody has any questions at all, you can just please call me.
Cool.
Yep, and we'll put your information back up again too on our website and things, so that people will.
We'll just show you your card one more time, and we'll put that up on the Bill and Kelly show.
Right.
I did it.
Yeah, you did.
We just rebranded the show, and it's taking me forever to.
Now, how hard is it to get an appointment? I mean, can you get in fairly quickly?
Mm-hmm,
okay.
Yes. Yeah, and I work with my clients like schedule, so it's not like just 9 to 5.
Okay, great.
No,
That's good to know.
I see clients at 7 and 8 o'clock at night sometimes.
Yeah.
Even on Sundays. I have Monticello clients. Come, they drive. On Sundays. To come see me. So
that's great.
I always try to work with my clients on their schedule.
Perfect.
Great. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank
Thank
you.
you,
This has been
guys.
great.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And you're more
I'll
than
be
welcome to
calling
come
you
back again
to
and
make my appointment.
Right.
Yes,
So
'cause I do, I wanna-
yeah, and you're more than welcome to sit in our green room. Tell Tom Brady that we're going to have to come to the next show. So yeah, Matt Damon just gave up on us.
He's left already.
Yeah, and yeah, David Letterman was down there last week. I swear that was David
Well,
Letterman.
it did look like him. I
Oh
will
my,
admit
beard
that.
and all. Have you seen David Letterman? That new-
Yes, big
I
beard
now.
saw
Beard?
it like a month
That's
ago.
what I'm trying here. I'm gonna like.
Oh,
I'm
please
gonna-
don't go that far.
No.
Oh, geez, kind of
No.
like ZZ Top all over again.
Yeah.
That's down
Grizzly
to his chest.
Adams, you know,
Yeah,
they kind of like,
yeah,
yeah.
yes.
No, it's
Yeah.
kind of scary.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of weird because back in, I saw some shots of him. And I said, "That's not David Letterman." But then when he has this Netflix show, he comes out and he's got this huge biblical. He looks like Moses.
I know.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
well, that we're going to. We really appreciate
Yes,
you coming
thank
on.
you
This
it
has
was
been
absolutely
Jody. We
informative
really
and-
appreciate you being on.
And,
Oh, thank you very, very much.
And so I you know, and again, please contact Jody if you're interested in setting
Absolutely.
up a
Like we
visit.
said, we'll put the
and-
card back up too on our website so you can
Right.
get that information, or you can go to this and backtrack and look at it and write it all down.
Right, and with
Thank
that,
you,
we're going to get to our events here.
Thanks, Jody.
Thank you again.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, we do have actually a couple of events coming up.
Yep. Let me get. Do you want to go through
well,
these
first
again?
of all, we're not going to go through them, but you can read on there. It gives you an idea of there are a lot of farmers markets and things that go on during the summer months, usually till September or October, and they're every single week. And I didn't want to have to read them out all the time. So pretty much all the local farmers markets and events that are weekly throughout the summer are listed on here. So you've got everything here from Wednesday through Saturdays, and then I think we also have Sundays list of event. Yep, and there's all the things that are on Sundays. So this is weekly. So it's not like only this Sunday you can go. These are things that every Sunday these events are happening. Every Saturday those events are happening. And there are some amazing farmers markets and things out there for you to go and visit. So there's that list for you. And then a few things that are coming up over the next 8 days or so. I will go over here for you. And these are one time only kinds of things, or things that are only every couple of months or something. And this Saturday, the 7th, there is Johnson's Blueberry Madness Festival, which is from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. And that is at 8960 East Ridge Road in Hobart, Indiana. And for more information, you can call them at 219-962-1383. And it's $7 general admission or $15 for all access. And they're going to have all kinds of things for the kids and for families to do. And it's a big fun thing to get out there. And I think Saturday is going to be fantastic. So it's a great day to go do that. Also during the day, after you get done there, you can come to Highland for the Rockapelli, a benefit concert from 2 to 10 p.m. And that is free admission. And it is a benefit concert. Basically, it's music all day long, and money that is brought in from the different things that are going on while you're there listening to the music will go to 3 different charities. It is going to be at Main Square Park here in Highland. There will be a beer garden by Byway Brewing. And then there's also a cut-a-thon sponsored by Texture Point Salon and some other things too. I think there's food trucks and different things that you can go do. But come on out to Main Square Park after you go to Johnson's Blueberry Madness Festival and listen to some great music. Then on Sunday, the 8th, is the Livin' It Up Music Festival. And that is from noon to 9 p.m. And that benefits Porter County Special Olympics. It's being held at Zao Island, which is at 1050 Horse Prairie Avenue in Valpo. If you have no idea where Horse Prairie is, it's right there off of US 30. It's by the Burger King. You can't miss the big giant dragon at the mini golf place. It's $5 to get in. Just bring out your lawn chair, sit out there.
And we'll be there.
We'll be there. A lot of people from WVLP will be there. Lots of different bands performing. You just bring out your lawn chair. The ticket that you buy for $5 will also give you a free round of mini golf at a later date, which is a great thing. And you come out and you're helping the Porter County Special Olympics. So that's great. Next Tuesday, the 10th, there is a folded book art workshop at Running Vines, and that is from 6 to 9 p.m. And Running Vines is at 119 South Calumet Road in Chesterton. Now the tickets are $35, but that also includes your glass of wine and your art project that you're going to do. It is $30 if you're bringing your own book. And to get tickets, you want to go to squareup.com, or you can call Running Vines and they can give you some more information about that. What you also will need to do is to know what word, there's a bunch of words that you can use to make this really cool folded book art. So go onto their website. If you go to Folded Book Art Workshop at Running Vine on Facebook, you can get all the information. But it's a lot of fun, and you get this really cool piece of art that you get to take home. On Thursday, the 12th, there is a summer concert series at Wicker Park with the band Infinity. Wicker Park is located at 2215 Ridge Road. Tickets are $7 to $10, and you can get those from eventbrite.com, and that is from 7:30 to 10:30 p.m. Also, next Thursday is the Bead and Brew Art Project, which is at Byway Brewing from 6 to 8 p.m. And what you get is a pint or a tulip glass, and you're going to do beading. It's in cooperation with Bead Town, which is across the street that we did our show about. And they'll have all these beads, and you're going to get to either decorate a pint or a tulip glass, or if you don't want to do that, they will have canvas available. You can do your own artwork on canvas. Tickets are $30 at eventbrite.com, but it also not only includes your artwork, but you get a flight of beer and light hors d'oeuvres for that. So what a fun time to sit around with your girlfriends, have some beer, make some art, have a good time.
That's a great place.
It is. It's
we love
really
the
fun
environment
place.
there.
We do. On Friday the 13th is the WVLP annual hog roast, and that is at the Butterfield Family Pavilion in Valparaiso, which is at 600 Evans Avenue. It's from 4 to 7:30 p.m. and tickets are $20, but children 12 and under eat for free with a paying adult, for one child for each paying adult, I should say. Lots of music, lots of great food. All your favorite show hosts from WVLP will be there, including us. So come on out, have some good food, and have some good luck on Friday the 13th. Okay, come out and hang out with us and have some
Pig,
good food.
not so much.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's not lucky for the pig, but it's lucky for everybody else. And then on Saturday, the 14th, we have the Running EP release show with Fragile Soul, and that is at the Promise You Art House here in Highland at 8830 Kennedy Avenue. Their special guests will also be Rocket Boat and Stop, Drop, and Rewind. Tickets are $5, and you can get those at eventbrite.com. And also there is an outdoor pop-up artisan market at Spill the Milk, which is at 3152 West Northland Drive in Valpo. And if you don't know, West Northland Drive is US 30. It's just their fancy name for it, just like we have Indianapolis Boulevard and Wicker Boulevard and all that. West Northland Drive is US 30 in Valpo.
Yep.
And so those are the events that we've got coming up that are special.
And then as far as our shows upcoming next week.
Yes, upcoming next week.
Next week on WVLP, we will have Melinda Kunst, who had a book signing here about a week
Here
ago,
at
and that's
SIP.
how I met her at SIP. And so she is written about domestic violence and abuse. Very compelling. We've got her books that we probably need to look at before the show, but it's been crazy. So,
Yes,
but
it
yeah,
has been,
it's.
but we'll get those
But
looked at
she is
and
going to be
read.
on the first hour talking about domestic violence and abuse, and just not physical, but mental abuse,
Yes,
which is
emotional abuse. which
emotional abuse is
really
just
awful.
as impactful.
Yes, it is.
Just,
I've been a
awful.
victim myself, and I understand that.
And then the next hour, which is kind of a unique thing, we have this agreement with PAC that sometimes we'll use their hour,
We do
which is
their recovery radio.
but this isn't necessarily recovery related, but kind of. Susan Scully, who's been on our show
Yes,
before,
a friend of ours.
we did a memorial to her dad, who was, I wouldn't be here if it weren't for her dad, Dr. Scully. But Susan is very passionate about mental health in the United States, and making sure that people go out and get help. So she is going to lead a discussion, and I don't know who all is going to be involved in that yet, but it's going to be one of our roundtable discussions on mental health,
On
and
mental health and
specifically
depression.
depression,
Yes.
and the impact depression has on everybody, and the high occurrence of depression. and it's scary. I mean,
is.
it's very scary. Those numbers, there are people walking around that literally don't. I mean, they just don't get help because they don't realize it. And so we're going to talk about some of those factors that you should be
Or
looking for.
they don't know where to go.
Yeah, they don't
And
know where to
that's
go, and
some of the
that's
things we're
that's
gonna touch
problematic
on
in
with
itself.
that.
Yeah, and then
Of course,
next
next Thursday, right here.
at SIP, Hutch, the
Hutch.
guy that you heard playing just a little while ago, wasn't he great?
He's full
oh
of
my
fun.
gosh,
I love him.
And just talking to him over the phone, he came up with lyrics that are just like crazy funny.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
He's going to come on and talk about his upcoming CD release and
Right. Right.
some
and,
other.
Yeah, neat guy. We ran into him a couple of months ago, and
He performs at Potbelly around
Yeah.
the area. We've seen it at the Highland one, at the one by South Lake Mall, and things like that too. But
Yeah,
he
neat
is a
guy.
songwriter, musician, and so much fun.
We're hoping we could get him as our permanent music director.
Yeah, our very own
Doc Severinsen or,
or
Paul Schaefer.
Paul Schaefer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of David Letterman,
Yeah. Yeah, he's not
we get
here.
that beard like that, and then we'll get him. Although he's not.
They
bald.
won't know the difference.
That's right.
I'll talk about ticks and big ass hams.
Okay.
So with that, that's it. We hope you have a great rest of the weekend. Really.
Yes, weekend.
And,
Also, for shows, if you're looking for something to do, there are so many great community theaters in Northwest Indiana. So go to nietf.org, and that's NIETF.org, and you can look up and see what shows are playing at what theaters, what shows are coming up. It tells you about auditions if you want to get out there and get on stage yourself, or if you want to get involved in theaters, it tells you which ones are close to you that you can get involved with. So please check out one of the amazing shows at any of our wonderful theaters in Northwest Indiana.
And also, I want to let you know the contest for the best canine officer selfie
yeah, the
is
canine
in.
selfie.
We got our first submittal.
We did.
Yeah, it's great.
Joker and his
Joker
handler.
and his handler sent their submission in.
One of them,
And,
at least. They
yeah.
can send in as many as they want. but
These are going to be great. I tell you, it's
Yeah.
going to be tough judging them.
I know.
Yeah, people think Bumpus has got it. No.
Nah,
no.
it's
No,
it's an open field. You
It
never know who's
is.
going to win.
It is. So, what we're doing there is we're going to get them a special treat from Pets Plus and for the winning canine officer. But that was a great show.
Well, they'll
So,
all get a treat, but
Yeah,
a
they will.
special treat for the winner.
So, with that, myself, Kelly, and Batman
That's right.
wish you a great weekend, and please keep it safe. And
Keep it safe and enjoy the beautiful weather on Saturday and
exactly.
Sunday.
So, goodbye. Have a
Bye
great
for
weekend.
now. Thanks, guys.